I asked the owner of Scrapyard Media to put in a couple of our Downspout kits on his own house, film the experience, and share it with us.
Let's see what we got in here.
We wanted to do a third Downspout using parts from a big box store. We want to do a comparison for ease of install and quality. So I got a choice of 2 pop-ups. This is the only thing that I can find to help filter leaves out.
Neither side is like you know, there's gonna be mistakes. Do not tape.
I want to thank Brad for taking me up on this. It definitely made us better. We rewrote our directions to where step 1 is now scan the QR code and watch the install video. Thanks, Brad. It turned out great. I hope our viewers enjoy this video.
The French drain man and his crew were out here yesterday, and as you can see, there's a full French drain going around the house now to alleviate some of the water that was sitting right on the back side of the house. They have dug a nice trench for this downspout here. They also dug another trench for the downspout over there, and these will be the 2 that we're going to do his French drain man kits. They tell me that it's easy enough to install on my own, so I'm gonna give it a shot and I'm gonna bring you guys along for the journey. He did a bunch of other work as well, and it was unexpected and very appreciated. While he was here, he kind of gave me the rundown on how this works, but not the install piece of it. It was more about why we're doing it and a little bit about this trench here.
So how far away?
The DIY kit does not come with a trench, but the guys were here, they had the excavator, so they dug this trench. They used a laser level. It has a nice grade. It connects down to the French drain that they put in around the outside of the house. But as far as I know, this kit right here is going to connect to this downspout and then run down here, and then I'm gonna fill it in with the dirt and put the grass on top. It did come with some instructions, so I'm gonna just follow this, and if I run into issues, I'm gonna just tell you guys like, hey, this isn't clear or whatever it is. So I would expect this kit to go in flawlessly. Before I start the kit, I'm gonna kind of show you the work that they did on this French drain because it's really impressive, and then we'll come back and start doing this install. So I'm gonna walk down this whole thing and kind of show you what they did. They put in this French drain and already buttoned it up. And the point of putting this whole thing in is to catch the 2 downspouts right here. But then also in the backyard, they put in like 3 separate slits to help with the moisture that was building up on the backside of the house. I didn't really know that that was an issue, but Robert said that it would definitely take away the musty smell that's in our basement, which we've been trying to get fixed for years with different contractors and things, and little did I know that a French drain was the actual solution to the whole thing. So I was pretty happy to hear that. But if you want to just come around back, we'll keep looking at this thing. He was telling me that the brick had a different coloring to it that was obvious to him that it was retaining moisture.
Right here, we already have some damage done. You can see the discoloration. This cultured stone's being taxed, and so is the rough lumber behind it.
There's 2 more downspouts, and they had to go through concrete on these. Definitely not a DIY project. These guys had the right tools, they knew what they were doing. In 4 hours, the drain's in here. And I mean, we're back in business.
No, it's great that we got this done before there was any real structural damage.
That's the last one that they put in. So we're gonna go through these instructions and see if we can put these DIY kits in ourselves. Okay, so we're gonna start with the Kit 10. This is a catch basin made in USA. We've got this thing, which is a not quite 90 fitting with 3x4 offset coupler, also made in the USA. These things, I have no idea what these are, and it doesn't look like they're on here. This might have got thrown in by accident. This is on here. Catch basin cover. This is definitely the downspout leaf filter clean out. There's one over there if you want to show. That's the part. So they already put a bunch of these in, so I know what this one is. And we've got some pipe, which is 24 foot of the coil 3-inch plus heavy duty solid corrugated pipe. And I was given a tip to put this inside the house overnight so that when it unwinds, it's not staying in this shape and it lays out nicely. We'll see if that's actually in the directions. So the first thing on the directions in red lettering, we recommend letting your corrugated pipe come to room temperature to allow for easy unrolling. Nice job, Robert. And this looks like the other one of these, and they kind of look interchangeable. This is either the pop-up emitter or the catch basin cover. And the last thing we've got is our tape. FDM's 200-year tape. Extra sticky, extra stretchy. That's everything in the box. Now, they did also leave me with, what is this, like gravel or something? Decorative stone. Don't know where that comes into play. That was not in the kit. They just left me that extra. But as I start going through these instructions, we'll see where the stone's gonna go. As I'm going through and editing this, I'm finding a few mistakes with my installation of the Kit 10. And it turns out they could have been alleviated if I would have watched the video, the install video. So there's a QR code on the instructions that I would highly recommend watching. You guys can just laugh at me as I make these mistakes, but if I would have watched that, they would have been fixed and the kit probably would have went in flawlessly. So that's just my disclaimer as I'm editing. Okay, so the first thing on the instructions we already know was to get this pipe up to room temperature so it rolls out. We're good there. And now we're on step 1. So dig a trench with at least 1% slope extending a minimum of 15 feet away from your house. Be mindful of sprinkler lines and underground pipes. Avoid excessive digging near the downspout to maintain the proper slope throughout the trench. So this is what they already did for me, and it looks like the majority of the labor here is digging this trench because, I mean, if you want to come look at this, it's probably 8 to 12 inches deep here, and it continues down to the end. They cut out the grass with a machine that actually cuts the grass so I can place it back on top. Definitely an advantage to having them come do this, but it's not something that's unachievable, right? You could cut the grass out, you can dig the trench with a shovel. It's just not gonna look as perfect as this. Step 2, if installing a catch basin, select a location within the trench approximately 3 to 4 feet from the downspout and dig a shallow indentation to ensure the catch basin is level. But that is step 2. Let me catch my breath after that shovel sesh there.
All right, we have a DIY underground buried downspout project. Got to pick up some parts. Let's see what we have for an option. All right. This is the only thing that I can find to help filter leaves out. I think it's a terrible idea, but I'm just gonna show you what's available in your local Home Depot and piece together an underground buried downspout the best I can. This performs so bad. This is such a liability to the homeowners, and this is what's in Home Depot. It's cheap. It's made in China. The sun eventually weakens the corrugated portion of it, and it just splits. All right, so I got a choice of 2 pop-ups. This one, which I'm worried that even like tree seeds and tree buds are going to clog it. I already know that's the case.
Man, this thing's got stuff inside of it. Jeez.
One of these. All right, and as always, when you go to a big box store, they're out of the parts you need. This would have connected this pump up to corrugated pipe. Not very well, but it would have done it. but there's none. They're completely out. That's usual. All right, let's see what else we can find here. Maybe this will connect the one pop-up emitter, maybe. Yeah. It's gonna be loose.
All right, step 3. Attach the leaf filter to one end of the solid corrugated pipe, then slide it onto the downspout. Secure the connection at joint A with tape. Okay. That was pretty easy. I could probably get it off if I needed to, but it's on there. It's good. We're gonna slide this onto the downspout also in step 3. It's a little tricky to maneuver it with the pipe on it, but not bad. Okay, step 4 of 12, so we're a third of the way. This is an optional step. If desired, drill small holes into the bottom of the catch basin using the 6 nubs as guides. Use a drill bit no larger than 3/16 inch. Okay, I mean, it's pretty easy to just drill them though. Step 5, also optional. Optional only if holes were drilled. Line the bottom of the catch basin trench with non-woven geotextile filter fabric and cover it with 1 to 1.5 inches of pea stone for additional filtration. I don't think I have any fabric. No fabric. I didn't see any fabric. Well, we don't have the fabric, and I'm not gonna not do this, so no fabric going in. We are gonna put some pea stones in. I guess it is optional. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that, but so that's about half of this bag. All right, the rest 6 through 12 are all non-optional, so we'll be doing everything here. Step 6, lay the corrugated pipe in the trench. If using the catch basin, which we are, cut the corrugated pipe with a hacksaw and connect it to the female adapter on the catch basin. Snaps right on. That was pretty easy. All right, we got the French Drain Man tape. This is his own product. We've got to secure this. This was a step that I forgot, but I don't think it's doing any harm by doing it now. That works real nice. Now we got to move this down a little bit and then connect it to the other side of that catch basin. Okay, that went on pretty smooth. Let's get some tape going. Okay, that was step 7. Step 8, place the catch basin cover directly on top of the catch basin and press it firmly into place. Okay, snapped right in. Step 9, extend the remaining solid corrugated pipe to the location where the pop-up emitter will be installed. If necessary, cut the pipe to the desired length using a hacksaw. That pipe looks like it's gonna reach just enough. Yeah, we're not cutting anything. So we don't need to cut the pipe, so step 9 is pretty much already done. Step 10 is connect the not quite 90 fitting with the 3-inch coupler. Not going back from that. Securely push the turf restrictor plate onto the fitting, ensuring the pop-up door faces downstream. The restrictor plate should be flush with the soil, not the turf. Surround the not quite 90 fitting with pea stone, ensuring it's completely covered. That's step 11. And then step 12 is backfill the trench with dirt until the entire system is covered and level with the ground. And that's our last step. So I think this one is too low. It's like a good 3 inches below the grass. And I already packed in all this dirt, so I'm gonna dig it out and put some dirt underneath it. So Bobby helped me fill in the dirt a little bit here, but other than that, I was able to do this whole thing by myself. and it took about 30 to 45 minutes. Next up, we're gonna do the Home Depot kit. Let's see what this Home Depot kit's all about.
All right, let me show you my Home Depot haul. You know, I do want to mention that this is my third Home Depot. I just don't think they, you know, make drainage a priority. So the other two were just completely bare. The shelves were just, it was so spotty, you know, it was bits and pieces. And even this one, you know, in comparison was great as far as having all the stuff in inventory, but there was an item that I would have chose that wasn't available. So just wanted to mention that. Now, I couldn't find drain tape anywhere, so I just went with the best, you know, duct tape. You know, I think 3M's a good one. So that's, you know, and got a couple different pop-ups. Not a fan as far as the way they connect with an adapter. Just, I don't find it to be a secure hold. And I don't find this one that doesn't come with a finning that you just stretch out to a 90. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't. I find it to be a problem. I think this is going to be hard to clean out. I think it's going to be hard for tree seeds and things like that to clean out of it. But for ease of install, might have to go to that. This is the only choice for a leaf filter at the downspout, and I already know that this will leave mold and mildew all over the house. It's going to splash really bad, and the harder it rains, the more water is going to pour out. So in theory, it's supposed to catch the leaves and allow the water to flow out, but that's not what happens. So we'll see what it takes to put all this together. But I'm really disappointed that there's no catch basin in the big box stores that has a sump. There's literally no sump. Pipe goes in, pipe goes out. This needs to have a big sump to catch debris so it doesn't fill and clog the pipe. And there's nothing like that. There's no sediment trap available in this store. So we're still gonna, you know, take something that they have just so that we have access to the line, so that when it does plug with shingle gravel, we can at least get in it, you know, downstream a little bit. Or midline, however you're gonna install this. I usually like these kind of close to the house, a few feet off the house, because then the shingle gravel gets grabbed up and it doesn't fill the line. But we'll see what we can do with this. So I'm putting this together for Scrapyard Media. They're gonna put one of these together, and then they're gonna put one with the French Drain Man stuff and kind of do a comparison and talk about it.
This is gonna be a nightmare. This stuff is what Robert found at Home Depot. It does not have directions. I don't know if these like connect very well or whatnot. No telling what these things are. So I'm just gonna kind of take a guess. This looks like the catch basin. We got no screw holes to let water out. So this one, I mean, it's pretty thick. I'm gonna say we're not drilling into this. We've got what looks to be like a pop-up thing, and it might like extend a little. This is our leaf catcher. It just feels so cheap. Like, and we've got some connector type things. Basic duct tape. Pop-up drainage emitter. And then we've got some pipe over there that he also picked up. So, let's give her a whirl. We'll put this on first. So neither side is like a snug fit. I mean, when I clicked in those other ones, I wasn't sure if I could even get them out. So I could just stick this in here, pull this out a little, stick this in, and just tape the hell out of it. All right, probably a little overkill, but I think we're gonna need it. I don't know how well this thing works, but it's on there. Screw it in, it's gonna hold. The pop-up emitter is next, and they already dug us a little hole, so thank you, French Drain Man crew. We got maybe a foot and a half to cut off here. this is gonna sit down there and here. Okay, so that's connected. Tape it up. I love duct tape, but you can tell it's not sticking as good as that other tape. So that's in there. Now we got our other pipe to run to the end. All right, so again, it snaps in. It just doesn't feel as sturdy. Like the other ones, I thought once I snapped it in, I wasn't getting them out. And these ones, I could easily just pull it off. Okay. All right, we're all taped up there. I mean, this isn't terrible. It's just like it feels cheap. All right, this needs to go onto here at about right here. That's what we got these things for. I mean, it does go in. Oh, that's loose. So maybe this way, and then this. Maybe all of it. Okay, so this is definitely the most jank part, unless I'm just completely missing something here. Like this connection with tape on it, it's just not foolproof. But we're gonna do this. The only thing I would have left to do is cover this with dirt, and that's your Home Depot kit. Like all the pieces, I can just tell they're not as good as the other ones. The quality is just not quite there. But I'm gonna pull this out and try installing the Pro Kit. And now that I've done the Kit 10 and this, I feel like it's gonna go pretty quick. Let's see what the Pro Kit's all about. Hey Bob, you need a downspout? Now we have French Drain Man Pro Kit. Let's see what we got in here. Our leaf catcher. We have our catch basin. The Meta Ray-Ban sunglasses, not part of the kit. Not quite 90. Our catch basin cover. Our connector of a little piece of pipe. The actual pipe. The turf restrictor plate. Directions. We have 19 steps on this one. I think the other one had 16 or so. I'm not really seeing any different parts. Dual wall riser is what this is. This has got to be it. There's something to this thing that makes this a Pro Kit. All right, let's just go through the directions and we'll kind of just see. So first, we are going to dig a trench. Thank you, French Drain Man. Again, it's a 1 degree slope with a minimum of 15 feet from your house. Step 2 is locate an area within your trench about 3 to 4 feet away where the downspout's located to set your catch basin. Dig a small indentation for the base of the catch basin so that your catch basin sits level in the trench. So step 3 would be to snap the dual wall riser into the top of your not quite 90. That's how things should connect. Like, that's not coming out. No chance. So hopefully that's where that actually needs to go. Now we're gonna slide the leaf filter on top of the dual wall riser. Okay. Yeah, so if it's perfect. Look at that, that's pretty nice. So I'm trying to remember what was over there. I think it was, we had to bend the pipe, and that's what was making it so difficult. So now we have this piece here that just, I mean, that was so easy. Number 5, step 5, position the leaf filter beside your downspout to access the fit. If necessary, dig out the trench below and cut the dual wall riser with a hacksaw to the desired height. So if I wasn't able to get that on there perfectly, I could just cut this down a couple inches, but it just lined up, so we're pretty good. Step 6, once properly fit, secure tape where dual wall riser meets the not quite 90. Okay, dual wall, not quite 90. We're gonna tape this part right here with the good tape. Okay, tape is done. We just taped the dual wall riser to the not quite 90. Oh, it was supposed to be that. This is bonus tape. Now I'm gonna tape down here where I'm supposed to. You know, there's gonna be mistakes. No, that was step 6, and now step 7 is to tape the 3.5 by 4 female coupler and the not quite 90. All right, we're taped up there. We're now on to step 8, which is laying the pipe into the trench, ensuring careful placement above or below any existing underground pipes. We are clear all the way through. We don't have to worry about any other pipes. Step 9, secure the coil of 3.5 inch plus heavy duty solid corrugated pipe onto the 3.5 female coupler connected to the not quite 90. Then wrap tape around the fitting for a tight seal. The connections are great. They feel solid. I don't really get this one. Step 10, remove the leaf filter from the riser. Slide the leaf filter onto the downspout, ensuring a tight fit by pushing up, and then reattach the taped not quite 90 assembly to the leaf filter. And if I followed this correctly, this tape wouldn't be on here. I'd be sliding this up, then bringing it down and connecting it. So it would have fit much easier than me trying to bend it on. I was able to get it, and then this would get taped, or maybe not, I don't know. It doesn't say to tape it, but I don't think that's gonna harm anything other than maybe just having the tape show. Step 11, assembling and adding your catch basin. Slide the catch basin couplers onto the catch basin and insert the fasteners to secure the couplers and tape joints E and F. We have that option to drill the small holes again for step 12. And then step 13 is optional again. If you drilled the holes, put the fabric down and then put 1 to 1.5 inches of P-stone. We already did this once. It doesn't look like it's really any different than the other one. So we're all taped up. I'm gonna put this on here. All right, that looks pretty good. Good height, I would say. All right, so step 16, lay out the rest of the solid corrugated pipe to reach wherever your pop-up emitter will be set. If needed, cut the pipe with a hacksaw to the desired length. Take the not quite 90 and snap it onto the end of the pipe. Love that sound. Then push the turf restrictor plate directly onto the not quite 90 and ensure that it's facing downstream. Okay? The turf restrictor plate should be flush with the soil, not the turf. Do not tape. So it says do not tape. Was I not supposed to tape that at the end? Like, am I not supposed to tape this? Or am I not supposed to tape this?
I would have taken it as not taping the plate.
So you think this should be taped?
Did it say to tape that?
No.
I think that's fine.
I mean, this is the same as what it would be back there. But it does not say to tape this. Okay, so I went ahead and taped this just thinking like we had taped all these other ones, but it doesn't specifically say to tape this here. It does say do not tape this. So we are not taping this to this, but I'm not quite sure on that. That might be something that we could get some more clarity on if we should be taping this or not. But I did tape it. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna lay this in here. I'm gonna put some P-stone around the end here, and then I'm gonna fill it back in, and we're done. It's a pro kit. I'm not a pro, but it works better than that one. I just stumbled through some of the directions. So all in all, I mean, you can just tell that these parts are so much more sturdy than the Home Depot parts. So I feel great about having this in here on all my downspouts, and the French drain being the same parts. So good on Robert for coming up with all this stuff, and I'm looking forward to watching it just suck the water out of here come spring. I tried.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Did I end up making more work for you guys by
No.
filling it in?
No, it's good.
French Drain Man's crew is back today. They're kind of looking over the stuff that I did. The first thing that they noticed was that the pop-ups were not level.
Another thing is when you put that felt paper in there, you gotta make sure you get the pea stone underneath the catch basin so it's sitting on there. That way it's got a place for the water to drain out.
So I didn't have any felt paper, so there is no felt paper down there. But I put a full bag of pea stone underneath that.
We'll pull back out and put pea stone in there.
Pues allá le dijo, lo sacamos.
Sí.
So another mistake that I made was that I didn't put in the felt paper underneath the pea gravel. So right now they're digging it back out and they're gonna make sure that it's done correctly. So I ended up making these guys do a lot more work than probably was needed. They want it to be perfect, so they're gonna redo this part. If you see anything else that looks like I did it wrong, let me know.
Oh yeah, this one is too high. You see the pipe?
Yeah.
You see he's coming from over there, and he's kind of like go up and get flat, and then he goes up and down. So this one is supposed to be a little bit more deep.
So this piece right here,
riser.
I didn't
So riser.
know that this was a thing, so that's why I brought
Yep.
the whole thing up.
Oh.
I have no idea what these are, and it doesn't look like they're on here. This might have got thrown in by accident. Found another mistake. So remember I had my nice
out what
paper
this is.
holder. Those are actually risers to go on top of the catch basin. So I didn't know that those go on top of there, but what I ended up doing was filling in those low spots that they had dug for the catch basin to sit into, thinking that it had to get all the way up to the top. What I should have done was set the catch basin in there and then put the riser on top and then put the cover on top of that.
It was kind of like,
Yeah.
I know you trying. You're trying to make it nice.
And yet another mistake. I did not tape all the way over the blue plastic on the catch basins. Tape needed to cover the blue.
Yeah, this.
Yes, because that's a crack where roots can grow into and water can get out.
And then another mistake on the end of the drain, I taped the bottom that goes up and where the water would flow out. And that's supposed to be untaped so that the water can flow out and into the French drain.
Because if he keep it out of the line,
It's gonna
he's
stay
gonna
in the
freeze.
pipe.
Yeah, or freeze.
Okay.
Yeah.
The taping seems to be hit or miss on what I got right or wrong. I knew that I made the one mistake up at the top by the leaf filter, but I was not expecting these mistakes underground. I'm a little surprised that I got so many things wrong. Good to go?
Yeah.
They fixed all my mistakes. They're cleaning up, blowing all the dirt off, taking away all the mats and everything, and the job's done. So this was a huge job if I was going to try to do this myself. The DIY kits are definitely doable, and if I was to watch the installation video, I probably would have got it right. Robert also mentioned that they have a call center and an online chat to help anyone that struggles with the installation. But either way, I want to just say thanks to Robert and his crew for coming out here and doing this. Hopefully they like the video and hopefully you guys get some value out of this. I'm sure we're going to be working with them more in the future, so stay tuned for all the content to come.
Hey.